They say every village has secrets, but this one, it buried them in a garden soaked in blood. When Kundan visited his mother's hometown, he thought it would be peaceful. Instead, he found red lanterns glowing with no power, whispers calling his name from behind the fog, and a garden no one dared to enter. And what he discovered inside was tied to his own blood, to his grandfather, to something still alive and still hungry. This isn't just a ghost story. It's a warning. Welcome to Basement 13, where even the dead keep secrets. They say it happened when Kundan was just 9 years old. He had gone to his grandfather's village with his mother for a death anniversary. It was deep winter, December, the kind of cold that makes even silence feel heavy. As soon as they arrived, Kundan's mom and grandmother got busy inside, talking and prepping food. And Kundan, he slipped outside. The village was nearly dead. Not a single soul in sight. No kids playing, no adults chatting, no dogs barking, just wind and dust. It looked like the entire village had been emptied out, except for their family. That's when his aunt, Anamasi, saw him. "Kundan, what are you doing outside?" He told her he wanted to see the village. He was curious. He'd heard so much about this place. But the moment he asked to walk toward the garden, just beyond the houses, her face dropped. "No," she said sharply. "You're not going near that garden." He asked why, like kids do. She refused to say anything more. But later that night, after dinner, when everyone was lying down, Kundan kept pushing her. And finally, she broke. "Nobody in this village goes near that garden," she said, "especially after dark." "Why not?" he asked. "Because anyone who does, doesn't come back." She explained it like this. Years ago, something horrible happened. The entire village had been tricked by a rich landlord. He stole their land, starved them, left them with nothing. They fought, pleaded, tried the courts. It didn't matter. So one night, they gave up. The villagers walked into that garden and killed themselves. All of them. Together, in silence. And ever since that night, the garden changed. Fog never leaves it. It whispers. It calls. People who step near it feel strange, like something's pulling their mind out of their body. Some say they hear their names. Others say they hear children crying. And some just disappear. Even animals don't go near it anymore. Kundan asked about the landlord. What happened to him? His aunt went silent. No one knows. She told him again, never go near that place. But Kundan, he didn't listen. That night, after everyone had fallen asleep, he stepped out, alone. The wind had stopped. The silence was louder. He followed the path toward the garden, and that's when he saw them, abandoned houses with broken doors and tangled vines. And outside each one, a red lantern was glowing. No power, no people, still glowing. Something wasn't right. Then the garden gates slammed shut. Kundan turned and heard it. A voice, soft, breathless. Kundan, calling him. And he listened. Kundan stared at Nanny. "What do you mean? He's sitting next to me." Nanny didn't laugh, didn't blink, just kept stirring the rice, like she hadn't said something insane. "You wanted to see the landlord, right? Now you have." Kundan turned to his left. Nothing was there. I don't see anyone." "Exactly," she said. "I told you. You won't." He dropped his spoon. Suddenly, the whole house felt colder. Nanny's tone was flat now, like she was talking to herself more than him. Some eyes aren't meant to see the dead, Beta. That night, Kundan lay on his old wooden cot, wide awake. He couldn't stop thinking. The whispers, the fog, the red lanterns, the shadow woman in the garden, and now this landlord mystery. That's when he heard it. Not outside, not downstairs. Right beside him, breathing. Slow, wet, wrong. He turned his head, nobody. But when he looked down at the edge of the bed, he saw fingernails. long yellow, curved, holding the cot frame. And then a voice, not loud, just a whisper. "Kundan Beta, let's go back to the garden." He screamed, shot up from the bed, and right there, sitting calmly beside the cot, was Nanny. "Bad dream?" she asked, eyes wide open, unblinking. I saw Nanu, but not as Nanu." She smiled. "You finally saw him." He was shaking. The air smelled like smoke and wet soil. "That wasn't Nanu, that thing, its face." "Yes," Nanny said. "You're Nanu, the landlord." Kundan's mouth went dry. "No, you said the landlord." "Was your grandfather," she finished. She stood up, her back straight, her voice calm. "That garden, the villagers didn't go there by choice. They were dragged there, lied to, burned alive under orders. Orders from your Nanu. He made the garden. He made the whispers. He made the fog. And now, it's time he made you." Kundan couldn't breathe. His legs wouldn't move. He ran, out the door, down the path. But the fog was already there. The red lanterns were glowing again. And he knew. This time, he wouldn't be pulled. He'd go willingly. Because the garden doesn't take people by force anymore. It just waits. Until someone like Kundan is born again. Now he lives there. Some say they still see a small boy wandering near the garden at night. Smiling, singing, calling out names. "Come in, just for a minute." But no one ever returns. And every year, another red lantern lights up. Just one more soul added to the landlord's legacy. They said the garden calls you. They never told him it would become him. Kundan walked in, and something else walked out. Now, every night, another red lantern lights up. Another name gets whispered, and the garden waits. If you ever visit an old village and hear your name in the wind, don't follow it. Don't answer. And whatever you do, don't look beside you. Because the ones who built the garden are still there, and they're waiting for blood. Hit subscribe to Basement 13. We don't just scare you, we keep you awake.